Hi all. So in the last class we have seen why we have to learn SAP ABAP. So let's continue with the next class. So first of all, welcome to Gyan Factory. So today we will learn with the very basics. So how to log in SAP. So who are not aware how to log in SAP, they can see here. So you have to get access of the SAP server, then you have to install SAP GUI system. So once you will install SAP logon, then you will click here, you will get this particular SAP logon screen. When you double click here, you will ask to user ID password, and when you enter the user ID password, you will come here. So first of all, many of our fresher don't know how to get the server access and all. So there are many vendors, you can search on Google, who provides the access or remote system, and the charges for this normally is 1000 or 800 or 500, depends on your vendor, so per month. So once you get the access, they will provide you everything, the server detail and everything, and they will also provide you steps. So you have to just give the provided user ID and password, and once you log in, you will get this screen. So this is nothing but our basic screen. So today we will learn how to create a table in SAP ABAP. So I have already discussed the syllabus in the previous session. So who not gone through that session, please I would request you to go to that session and first see that session before this. So we will start with creation of the table, then we will see what is data element, what is domain, how to create data element and domain, and we will see how to maintain a data in any table, or we can say table maintenance generator. So the transaction is nothing but it is a, you can say, SAP command to get different screens. So for a data dictionary, we have to give SE11. So you can see we are having different options like database table, views, data type group, domain, search app, lock object. So we will go through one by one in our coming sessions. So today we are starting with database table. So as you know, all the standard suppose let me open one standard table. So I am opening this Mara table. Okay, so this table is nothing but it is storing all the material numbers and the respective properties. Okay, so you can see here in Mara table we are having different fields, and each and every fields having their own, you can say, data element or their data type and length. So let's start with very basic. So first of all, here we are having these 5 tabs. So the first tab is for their attributes, or you can say here we can say who has done the last change on this table, what is the package, and what is the original language. Okay, so once we create our table, I will explain this, what is this. So SAP is nothing but, if it is standard table, the last change by a user will be SAP. Okay, then we will see we are having lots of field over here. So in any ABAP table we must have one primary key. So what is primary key? So primary key is nothing but we can access the data with that particular key uniquely. So suppose I am having one student class. Okay, so on that class my primary key will be a roll number, because if I make primary key as a name and if I give a name as an input, I might get number of entries which is belonging the same name. So the roll number will be our primary key because it will be a unique for each and every student. So like that we have to create a primary key. So you can see here this key. So when we check this key field, it means that particular field will be part of our primary key. So here you can see there is two fields which is a primary key of our table. Okay, so now we are having something called foreign key. So here you can see this icon, foreign keys. So foreign keys is nothing but it is a primary key of the other table which we are going to use in our table. So like, let me take one example. Suppose I have one company, there I am having 5 departments. Okay, so I am having that 5 departments table. I am having that 5 department table where department number is a primary key. Okay, so now if I create another table where I have to put the department, then what I will do, I have to use only those I cannot insert any other department in my this table because I have only 5 departments. So on that case, what I will do, I will make that department table primary key as a foreign key of my table. So if you are not able to understand, let me give one example. So this concept is very important. So why we are having foreign key? Okay, so here suppose I am having one table, or suppose like I told you I am having some material table. Okay, here I am having that material number, material type, and then department. So if I insert anything, suppose I am inserting material number 1, the type something, and department. So I cannot insert all the department, but what I have to do, suppose there is one department table where I am having this department field. Okay, so this department field is there which is having entry like 1 2 3 4 5, these 5 departments. So I can use only these 5 departments over here. So what I will do, I will make this particular table, or okay, so this is a table, so department table as a foreign key of my material table, so that if user try to insert other than 1 2 3 4 5, it will give a error, like it will say this entry is not maintained in that foreign key table. So this is the main purpose of that foreign key. So we will see by the example also. Now here you can see we are having something called this data element. Okay, so this data element is nothing but it is, when I double click here, I will go to the data element. So it is defining the domain, what is the domain of that particular field. Also it is responsible to maintain the field level. So we are having different length, for different length we are having different field level. So why we are having this different length over here? So suppose if my field level is very big, and in my where I am using this field, suppose I am using this field in any screen, and the output length of that screen, suppose this here I want to print that material number, but here the length is suppose 5. So what it will print? It will print like MATER. So mater. So there is no meaning of mater, right? So instead of this, what I will do, so I will make a different label for different length over here. So based on the length, it will choose that particular field label. So otherwise, sometimes what happen, when we don't maintain different label, it will truncate the particular field, and it might be a slang language also. So it's always recommended to maintain here. If we don't maintain anything, and if I use that particular field somewhere, then it won't take any value. for that data element, sorry. Okay, so, and then domain. So domain is nothing but, in domain we can define the data type. So what is data type? So data type is nothing but we can store different types of value in particular field. So based on the data type, it is decided like which type of field it is. So suppose if we are having date field, then here we do not need to pass character as a data type, but we have to choose up that date type of data types for date field. So based on the input, suppose if input is amount, then we have to choose decimal DEC. If it is quantity, then we have to choose QUN. So it's already defined by the SAP. So we have to choose a particular data type and the length. So how many number of character we are going to store in that particular field, it is defined in the domain level.